Confident. The case is very straightforward. We are here today. The court, like the legal advisor has said, we are waiting for a day for the ruling. But we are very confident that the case will be decided in our favor because it's an established case. Incidentally, like was reported, one of the judges were actually among the judges that laid the precedent of which we rely for our case. So we are very confident.
They walked into that courtroom today with everything on the line, every argument prepared, every senior advocate suited up, every faction holding its breath. The 5-man panel of Nigerian Supreme Court took their seats. The lawyers made their submissions and then silence. The judgment has been reserved. No date, no answer, no resolution, just a cold, clinical, devastating, we will get back to you. Judgment reserved. 2 words that have sent shockwaves throughout the entire Nigeria's opposition. 2 words that have left the ADC dangling over the edge of a cliff with nobody holding the rope. 2 words that could, if that judgment does not come fast enough, effectively hand Bola Ahmed Tinubu a 2027 election that has not even campaigned yet. Because this is not just a court case. This is not just 2 factions of a party squabbling over a title. What was argued in that Supreme Court today is the question of whether the ADC survives as a functional opposition platform at all. And right now, tonight, we do not have an answer. Let me take you back to the beginning because you need to fulfill the weight of what is now sitting reserved on that Supreme Court bench. The crisis was ignited by Nafiu Balagumbe, a former deputy national chairman of the ADC, who went to court to challenge the legitimacy of the leadership structure headed by the Senator David Mark and former Osun State Governor Rauf Areboshola. Gombe said that these men have no right to run this party. The court agreed with him. On March 12, 2026, the Court of Appeal dismissed Mark's case in its entirety, declaring it is incompetent and unmeritorious, and directed all parties to maintain the status quo ante bellum and go back to before Mark, before Areboshola, before everything. And then INEC moved. On April 1st, INEC removed the names of David Mark and Rauf Areboshola from its official portal as national chairman and national secretary of the party. 1 click, gone. 2 of the most powerful names in that party structure erased from the government's records like they were never there before. April Fool's Day. The irony was vicious, but nobody was laughing. Mark ran to the Supreme Court. His team argued that the Court of Appeal had acted beyond its jurisdiction, that this matter concerned the domestic affairs of a political party in which no court has the power to meddle. They begged for urgency. They screamed about INEC deadlines and electoral timetables, and the existential danger of leaving the ADC in legal limbo. And the Supreme Court listened. It even granted accelerated hearing. A 5-member panel headed by Justice Mohammed Gaba ordered all parties to complete the filing and exchange briefs before April 20, setting today, April 22nd, as the decisive day. The day Nigeria will finally get the answer. Except Nigeria did not get an answer. The Supreme Court had the argument and reserved the judgment. And now, tonight, the ADC is exactly where it was in this morning. Headless, unrecognized, frozen. INEC has maintained a position of neutrality, withholding recognition of any faction pending the final judicial determination of the dispute. Read that again. INEC will not engage with Mark's faction. INEC will not engage with Gombe's faction. INEC is not monitoring their meetings, not recognizing their congresses, not acknowledging whoever claims to sit at the top of this party. The ADC, in the eyes of Nigerian government, does not have a chairman, and the Supreme Court has just told us it is not ready to change that. Do you understand the danger of that? Should the Supreme Court fail to give its judgment within the shortest possible time, the ADC will be at a serious risk of not fielding candidates for elective position in 2027 general election, as INEC electoral timetable poses great challenge. INEC deadlines do not move for anyone, not for court cases, not for reserved judgment, not for 5 justices who need more time to deliberate. The clock is ticking, brutally, mechanically, indifferently, and every single day this judgment sees reserve is a day the ADC cannot organize, cannot mobilize, cannot build the structure it needs to compete in 2027. Think about what that means for the opposition project in this country. Think about every defector who crossed from the APC into the ADC, believing it was a platform for change. Think about every political conversation that placed the ADC at the center of coalition against Tinubu. All of that, all of it is contingent on this party having a functional, legally recognized leadership. And right now, right today, it does not. The Supreme Court has not told us when that changes. How long does a reserved judgment sit? Days? Weeks? Nobody knows. And that uncertainty is not just uncomfortable. It's not just uncomfortable in this political season. With this much at stake, that uncertainty is catastrophic. Every week of paralysis is a gift to the APC. Every week that the ADC cannot hold a valid Congress, cannot run incredible primaries, cannot formally receive defectors under a recognized leadership, is a week that the 2027 slip further away from the opposition and closer to the Aso Rock. The Supreme Court has the file. The arguments have been made. The justices are deliberating, and Nigeria waits. Tense, anxious, afraid, wondering whether by the time that judgment finally arrives, it will still matter. Subscribe, hit the bell, because the moment that ruling drops, we will be here to break it down for you. Until I see you on the next video, remain blessed.